Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Klockner Stadium on the grounds of the University of Virginia. A chilly night in Charlottesville, but competition just getting ready to heat up as the number 21 Virginia Cavaliers host the number 10 Denver Pioneers. And as the first whistle blows, we are off in a top 25 Division I men's soccer matchup. I'm William Fauché. Thank you for joining us here on the ACC Network Extra for what is setting up to be a great night of competition for the Virginia Cavaliers. All eyes are on number 9, named the National Offensive Player of the Week, Philip Horton, after a phenomenal performance against Pitt as the Cavaliers get the ball in early, and it was Horton who got his head on it, but gobbled up by the Pioneer keeper. Horton in the Cavaliers match against Pitt logged 2 goals and 1 assist to earn him National Offensive Player of the Week honors. On the other side for the Pioneers, they are going to be looking to defensive midfielder Ben Smith, the junior out of Colorado, held Summit League rival Omaha to 1 shot in their Saturday matchup. Pair that with a 68th minute goal, and he is going to be someone that is going to be a vocal leader on the field. For the men in black, it is the Virginia Cavaliers in their home whites, and a hot start to this top 25 matchup. Out of bounds on the Pioneers, it will go to the Virginia Cavaliers. Virginia coming into this match on a 3-game win streak, the program's longest win streak since its 2019 College Cup run. And they are looking to build on it at home today in front of a strong crowd on a brisk Tuesday evening. As Uland comes up off the back line to collect this ball, Virginia looking dangerous offensively early, already 1 free kick nearly capitalized on, and now back into the attacking third. Laying that one off, a long, powerful strike from well outside the 18. Comes off the foot of Axel Allander, the junior out of Norway. Off its mark, it will be a goal kick for Name and the Pioneers. Always important for both teams to get going early, but a particular point of emphasis for head coach Jamie Franks and the Denver Pioneers. Since Franks joined the program, the Pioneers have excelled when scoring first against opponents with an 113-9-12 record since 2012, when Franks joined the Pioneers as an assistant before being named the head coach. As that ball popped up into the air, the Cavaliers getting a couple heads on it, trying to knock this ball loose, but it will be sent all the way back past the back line and dribble out of bounds. Held in. Against the pressure, it's Holden Brown, the Cavalier goalkeeper, booting that one back up to midfield. Neither team able to get decent footing on the ball as of yet, as Virginia tries to put that one out wide to the true freshman out of Houston, Texas, Reese Miller. Just off its mark, it will go to the Pioneers for a throw-in at just shy of midfield. Denver tenaciously attacking the Cavaliers in their own defending third. They'll pick up possession and look to set something up as Horton picks that ball away and is trying to create some space for Virginia. Not surprising to see the Cavaliers getting into their high press early. Horton and Afonso have been absolutely lethal across the course of the season, creating opportunities by pressuring opposing defenses into uncomfortable situations, just as they do there. And with nowhere to go with the ball, the veteran center back Andreas Uland will send it all the way downfield, right back to the hands of freshman goalkeeper Isaac Name. Uland battling in the corner, He'll poke that ball out of bounds for a deep Pioneer throw-in. We mentioned it, Virginia's 3-game win streak, the longest win streak for the Cavaliers since their 2019 College Cup run. Andreas Uihlein, number 17, the only remaining member of that 2019 run. Someone who has really stepped up over the course of his career and being a rock for the Cavalier defense. And he's certainly someone who knows what it's like to win and be part of a winning culture. And the Cavaliers looking to get off to the races, trying to find Afonso deep in the box. That ball will be broken up and now booted right back. So far, continuing the back and forth between these two teams. And a lot of jerseys from both sides packed into the middle third of the field, making it really difficult for either team to put together a congruent string of passes. It's the Cavaliers looking to do so here at the foot of Afonso. Afonso breaks out of a double team, and he'll go all the way back to goalkeeper Holden Brown. Holden Brown named the ACC Co-Defensive Player of the Week this week after a season-high 6 saves against Pitt. He boasts of a 7-3 record on the season, has been the starting goalkeeper for the Virginia Cavaliers all throughout the 2022 year after playing every minute in goal for UVA in 2021. And once again, without any options to look to, he will send this ball out of bounds on the near sideline and into the stands. Both teams really looking for any opportunity to settle down and get into a rhythm as the Pioneers are inching their way into the attacking third, throw-in by throw-in. Battling in, that pass broken up by the Virginia Cavaliers. Well read by Kapelsberger, but it will stay with the Pioneers, the same spot as their last throw-in. Now packing it inside, it looks like they might have tried to make something of it, but broken up once again. Visa and Horton applying pressure to the back line. Horton still chasing it down. Virginia incredibly tenacious with their front three, trying to apply as much pressure to opposing defenses as possible, and it has worked. That attacking three for Virginia, posting 22 points thus far on the season, 12 for Afonso, along with a combined 10 from Philip Horton and Ubogu. But thus far, aside from the Cavaliers' early chance, it's the Pioneers who have been attacking relentlessly, and that ball dangerously sent over the crossbar by Reese Miller. A good play to keep it away from the Pioneers, but the men in black continue to attack. And for their efforts, they will be awarded the first corner kick of the evening from the near side. Ofunran, the sophomore out of Texas, taking this one. Into the box, Uihlein there to send it back out. Not a decisive clearance, though, as that shot deflected off of the back of Alander. And the Pioneers still controlling possession. They seem to be the ones that have made themselves comfortable here in the Cavaliers' home stadium. And out of bounds on UVA, it will go to Denver once again. Forced out of bounds And the line judge will point in the direction of the Cavaliers, so it will go to the white jerseys on this occasion. All the way through, a well-weighted ball to Afonso. Afonso's loose, breaking into the middle, one in front of him, trying with the right foot, but hooked just outside the left post. You could see how dangerous number 7 in white is, and how about that attack? A perfectly weighted ball, Afonso using his speed and strength to maintain possession and nearly creates a one-on-one opportunity. You have to commend the work of the Pioneer defense for getting back to stop such an explosive player. Afonso, the point leader for Virginia, with 12 throughout the early portion of the 2022 season. And with the Pioneers applying pressure of their own, it's Brown who boots it out. And a whistle on the Pioneers will give it to Virginia. Quick restart. Afonso loose again, trying to attack his way in, brought to the ground inside the 18, no whistle blown. And now it's Denver trying to pop the ball back out. And it could be a counterattacking chance of their own, but Euland there to break things up. Both teams much better spread now than in the first 12 minutes of this match. You can see they're starting to get a feel for one another on the field. And from both of these teams, that is something so difficult from two offenses that love to apply high pressure to defenses that try to make them as uncomfortable as possible, force their opponents into mistakes. Cavaliers trying to create some space to set something up, unable to do so. The ball goes back to Brown, who once again is quick to get it out. And on the near sideline, trying to find Afonso was Reese Miller once again. He'll make a quick throw in. Lander all the way to the far side. Options for Virginia. Coming into the box is Horton and Afonso loose. Afonso nearly had it. Horton just a half step too early, but Virginia is going to have a chance to re-attack. In once again. And a barrage of attempts for the Cavaliers early in this matchup. None have found yet as that ball goes to Afonso deep inside the 18, trying to keep it in. It was Daniel Mangaroff, but unable to do so. It will be a goal kick for the Denver Pioneers. Opportunities striking like lightning for Virginia, whereas Denver has been trying to more methodically set things up, certainly has done a slightly better job of controlling possession early in this game, but it has not kept Virginia away from the 18. As this one goes all the way back, it's Euland with a well-timed slide to push the ball out of bounds and away from the feet of Afunrin. All the way down to the end line. Denver trying to set themselves up with a corner kick, unable to do so. Instead, it's a deep throw in once again. Looking to Unfunren. Couldn't find a teammate there, and it's Virginia clearing it out to Afonso. Afonso sent to the ground on the far sideline. That will draw a whistle and be a foul on the Pioneers. Leo Afonso wearing the captain's band there. 12 points on the season. The offensive leader for the Virginia Cavaliers. It's no surprise that he has seen several opportunities already, as on this occasion it is a foul on Virginia. That will go against Albin Gashi. And the battle between Ofunren and Euland continues, as this time it will be the foul on Ofunren as Euland is sent to the ground. And Euland, not an easy guy to bring to the ground, the 6'5" senior out of Bern, Norway. On that occasion, nearly bested, but instead it is Holden Brown getting it out. Well placed to Horton, but batted into the stands by the Pioneers. Another throw in for the Cavaliers. Horton running down, applying some pressure. You can see he's always ready to attack, particularly against a freshman goalkeeper in Isaac Name. Pioneers taking up the green spaces on the far side of the field. Mishandled that pass in. Virginia coming up with possession with players in position, but once again intercepted by the Pioneers. The back and forth continues. Now Denver trying to push into the attacking third. Black jersey streaking into the 18. With possession, they go into the 6. Loose in the middle of the field, hit, and it's Brown with a big time save. One-on-one, Holden Brown makes himself big and comes up big for the Virginia Cavaliers early. That ball loose just outside of the 6-yard box. And it seemed like a surefire goal for Denver here early in Klockner Stadium. But the goalkeeper, who saw every minute of action in 2021 for the Virginia Cavaliers, comes up big and extends on his 25 season saves coming into this afternoon. And let's take another look at that opportunity from Denver. A beautifully placed corner, loose in the middle of the field. And it seemed like as it hit the ground and found itself all alone, that they would have been able to hammer it in, but Holden Brown comes out right on his line, makes himself large, and stays in charge as Philip Horton is dragged to the ground, trying to apply some pressure there. It will be a foul on Denver and go the way of the Cavaliers. Horton, a guy who has battled injury all throughout his career for Virginia, has really come into his own this season. Today, named the National Offensive Player of the Week after logging 2 goals and an assist against the formerly ranked number 10 Pitt Panthers. And an incredibly impressive showing from the junior. And Brown finding him on that occasion. Horton unable to control the header. It will go out of bounds and back the way of the Pioneers. Virginia A couple of tackles sends the ball in their direction, almost working their way into the attacking third, but continually applying pressure. And now it's Afonso on the ball, still loose. And now just outside of the 18, Afonso looking for options and assistance in this attack. Cavalier passes all just seeming a half beat off, as no one in white seems to be able to control the incoming touch. And now looking to set something up from a more settled position. They'll find Horton and now try to move their way down the far sideline. Options inside. There's Afonso with the head, gets a piece of it. Not quite enough. It'll fall out. And it'll be sent out by the Pioneers, but not far enough to prevent Virginia from resetting their attack. Numbers still in position for the men in white. Leaving it off to Capelsberg. Right back to him. This time, lays it off to Euland. Euland with a long ball, well placed, all the way down to the far sideline. Virginia deep in attacking territory and slowly advancing its offense up the field. Horton gets a boot on that one, but not enough, and he'll try to apply pressure before the Pioneers clear things out. Euland goes to Miller. Miller thought he would have Afonso cutting his way in, but nobody there for it. Now Name with another opportunity to clear things out for Denver, taking his time. He'll draw Afonso over to him before sending it upfield. And now, despite Denver seeming to be the most comfortable team early in this match, it's the Cavaliers who are attempting to apply pressure through possession, though could it be an opportunity for the Pioneers to counterattack? White jerseys flocking to the ball. It's Miller. Trevor Wright for Denver, putting it all the way out. Looked to find O'Fenron, but unable to do so there. It will once again fall to the hands of Holden Brown. Knocked out of bounds. They will say it's out on Denver. Virginia trying to get the ball in quickly, but quickly slowed down, as it will be head coach George Gelnevach bringing in his first substitution of the evening. It is Kome Ubogu checking into the match for number 9, Philip Horton. Horton, who was all over the field early in this match, earning himself a well-deserved break. And when you're so aggressive on that high press, it can really take a toll on your attacking players. Important to keep legs fresh, and it's no surprise that head coach Gelnevach decides to go to Ubogu, the sophomore out of Hoover, Alabama, as his first substitution. Ubogu, part of the Cavalier attacking trio that has been so successful over the course of the season. And are certainly a big factor as to how Virginia has climbed their way up to number 21 returning home after a road stint that saw them take down 2 top 25 teams in Syracuse and Pitt. And out of bounds on Denver. This will go the way of Virginia. Visa taking the throw in for the Cavaliers. Goes right back to him, a high ball trying to find Afonso. Virginia physically battling to get this one back. A strong effort by Mangaroff to hold possession as Denver brings 3 substitutions over to the sideline. Virginia trying to put something together before they're able to bring those fresh legs on. Olander cutting his way in, but dispossessed. It's now the Pioneers trying to get out into open spaces as a defender still on the ground. For the men in black, finally there is a whistle to stop things because of the because of the injury. The official not happy as Ben Smith came running over to him. And still on the ground is the junior out of Auckland, New Zealand, Ronan Wynn. And now Smith having a word with the officials. It appears Smith was not happy with the injury stoppage. He was looking to build things up and keep things going. The official still having a word with Smith. Let's take a look at what happened. You could see a collision between Wynn and Miller. And Wynn still on the ground. Now 2 Pioneers in conversation with the officials. And Ben Smith close by. They will stop the clock now as the Denver coaching staff gets involved. So both sides earning a little bit of a rest here with 17:39 remaining in the first half. Here in Klockner Stadium on the grounds of Charlottesville, Virginia, a brisk fall evening as the winds have finally started to subside. In what has been a back and forth almost game of hot potato between these 2 top 25 teams, neither team really able to establish any sense of dominant possession. The Cavaliers' offense has attempted to strike like lightning on several occasions as Wynn is back up. And the Denver coaching staff now seems content with the officials. It seems as if play is nearly ready to resume. And it will go back to the Pioneers as the clock resumes. Wynn still on the field for the men in black, not coming off. The 3 Denver substitutions still waiting to check in. And now the Pioneers trying to build back some of the momentum they believe they had before the injury stoppage as Smith has that ball deflected out of bounds. Quick to throw it in once again, and he will be held up by the officials as head coach Jamie Franks will finally be able to get his trio of substitutions in. As coming onto the field is the senior Eli Marinez, the junior Lucas Fisher, and the other senior Kengo Ohira. And now all back where things were expected to be. It is the Pioneers with possession, looking to attack this Cavalier defense. Denver with one of the most dangerous shot opportunities of the evening thus far. A ball left just outside the 6 by the Virginia defense, powered in a direction that looked like it was heading towards the back of the net if it were not for the efforts of goalkeeper Holden Brown staying on his line, making himself large, and coming out to make a big-time stop for Virginia. Holding it at 0-0 thus far, Virginia logged 3 shots to Denver's 2, both teams with 1 shot on goal. And it's no surprise to see that despite Virginia's numerous attacking opportunities, that they have only logged 1 shot on goal. It is something that Coach Franks and his defense prides itself on. Since entering Division I, they have held opponents to 2 or less shots on goal, 12 different times. And in 2022, they opened up the season holding their first 2 opponents to only 1 shot on goal across 90 minutes. And the Cavaliers knew that they had their work cut out for them at home. And are still forced to battle as the flag will go up offside on a fun run. It will be a Virginia free kick. Brown trying to find Afonso. Instead, it goes to Denver, but Afonso picking up on an errant pass will get it back for the Cavaliers. Looking for a quick touch. It's Afonso who's brought to the ground, and it will be a yellow card on the Defensive Rock and Summit League Peak Performance Player of the Week, Ben Smith. Smith not happy with that call after the initial altercation with the officials following Ronan Wynn's injury. So he will be charged with the first yellow card of the evening, and it will be up to Virginia to try to make something out of it. Miller. All the way over to Visa. Virginia trying to spread out the Pioneer defense, open up some of those passing lanes to allow them to utilize their quick attacking 3. Hewlin with the ball at his feet. It's Miller, the true freshman, calling for it on the near sideline. An errant pass nearly gets by Hewland. It will get by Hewland. Almost ended up in O.J. Ofunran's possession. The Cavalier defense continues to hang strong. And despite their tenacity, O.J. Ofunran continues to have his presence felt by Holden Brown and the entire Virginia back line. The sole attacker for the men in black. Looking back to the far sideline, it falls to the foot of Visa. Call on that tackle. A decisive move despite it falling back to the Pioneers, and now they may be able to make something out of it. Moving into the 18 at the foot of O'Hara. O'Hara finds Smith. Smith, the right-footed shot deflected. And Miller will have that ball popped up. They will actually say it is off the foot of freshman Reese Miller and will stay with the Pioneers as both teams now bring on substitutions. It will be Dylan Acal and Stefan DeLeon for the Pioneers, and for the Virginia Cavaliers, it is Trenton Beauvoir.
Number 10, Aiden O'Toole, and number 8, O.J. O'Fenron. Leaving for Virginia, number 19.
And the back and forth nature of this game clearly taking a toll on both rosters. Plenty of steps logged throughout the first 34 minutes of play here in Klockner Stadium as the Pioneers look to attack, unable to get there. A pack of white jerseys surrounding the ball. With the ball still at his feet is Beauvoir, and brought to the ground. He will draw the foul and earn Virginia a free kick. A tremendous effort from the freshman out of Boston, Massachusetts, to keep possession for his club. Dribbling into space is O'Hara. He'll find Smith. Smith with the ball at his feet and his head up towards the goal, looking to get it in, but it will go to Holden Brown, who will step up, hit the ground, and let the ball come right to him. Both teams evened up at 3 shots apiece, though only one on goal for both squads, as Afonso looks to get that one out to Beauvoir. Back to Afonso. Space in front of him. Ubogu to Afonso. And sensing the pressure and lack of options in front of him, he pulls things out. Now looking to re-attack. It's a long ball to Afonso. Afonso, 2 in front of him. Back to Beauvoir. Virginia working its way deep into the attacking third, but dispossessed once again by the Pioneer defense. And as that ball headed out of bounds by Dylan Acal, it will fall to the Virginia Cavaliers to once again try to re-engage their attack. Despite their several opportunities, there have been none that have seemed truly lethal, as the Pioneer defense has had numbers in on many occasions. Afonso tried to find the back of the net there, but not enough power on his header as it falls to Name. Afonso seems to always have the ball at his feet or on his head. Numerous opportunities, but now the Pioneers trying to set something up. Marinez. It's Acal who's dispossessed. Trying to bring it up the field with pace was Kappelsberger, but with nobody in front of him, they'll have to slow it down once again. Now 38 minutes into play, fatigue starting to set in. And as I said, what has almost felt like a game of hot potato, neither team able to really possess the ball and get into a settled set. As an arid pass is gobbled up by Beauvoir. The Cavaliers trying to put it back in, but once again it will fall to Denver. And the freshman goalkeeper will put it out to the near sideline at the foot of Ronan Wynn, who will look to his center back, Jason Bololi. To the middle of the field and right back out to Wynn. space to attack. It's Marinez who will dribble back to Smith. The Pioneers patiently pressing their attack. Down to the far end of the box, it's O'Hara trying to put it in. Nobody there to collect. The Cavaliers popping it out at the foot of Visa. Virginia still trying to chase it down. And despite the efforts of Kome Ubogu, it will go back to Denver. Ubogu gets a foot on it once again, this time brought to the ground. The coaching staff up in arms. And as the official reaches to his pocket, it will be another yellow card against the Denver Pioneers. The first to Ben Smith, this one to Eli Marinez, the senior out of Centennial, Colorado. And still on the ground, slow to get up, is Kome Ubogu. Now back on his feet, the sophomore out of Hoover, Alabama, has been a massive part of the Cavalier offense, and you can see just takes the full spikes from the boot of Marinez. And the fouls continuing to accumulate for the Pioneers, 6 already this evening, along with their 2 yellow cards. As the Cavaliers work their way in, it's Afonso with a good move. Still loose to the middle. Up in the air and barely over the crossbar. What an effort from the Virginia Cavaliers. A beautifully placed ball from Leo Afonso. And a strike that nearly found the back of the net from the junior Daniel Mangaroff, streaking his way across the 18. And while they may not have been able to control possession, the Cavalier offense has shown just how quickly it can strike. The Pioneers trying to demonstrate the same as they find O'Hara with space in front of him. O'Hara takes the shot, but aimed right to Brown. It will make an easy save for the Cavalier goalkeeper. An exciting several of attacking attempts as time ticks down under 5 minutes, 4:16 remaining in the first half of play. It's the Cavaliers looking to set something up again. Beauvoir with the ball at his feet. Back to Beauvoir. Now inside. Mangaroff dispossessed, but it'll stay with the Cavaliers. Gashi, the strike, saved, still loose. And Virginia continuing to berate Name. And the Pioneer defense with shots, now 3 on goal, inside once again. But it looks like that ball, despite nearly skimming over the head of a Virginia attacker, it will stay with the Cavaliers. Excuse me, let's take a quick look. How about this? A tremendous strike, saved and popped back out. And nearly set up for another attacking chance. Virginia blessed with yet another here. From the far corner, up into the middle. Yulin gets a head on it. Not a decisive clearance from the Pioneers, but a blatant push in front of the officials by Pioneer attacker, the graduate student, Stefan De Leon. As on the break, he sent the freshman Albin Gashi to the ground off the header. The Cavaliers have another player on the ground. So we wait to see who that is. And off of the corner, several white jerseys hitting the pitch in what's been a physical back and forth battle between these two top 25 teams. If you're just joining us, I'm William Fauché on the ACC Network Extra. 3 minutes remaining in the first half of play, live from Klockner Stadium. A back and forth kind of evening has left the Cavaliers with 7 shots, the Pioneers with 4. And thus far, no goals to speak of. And since being subbed in, the player you see on your screen just a moment ago, Triton Beauvoir, has been phenomenal on the near side wing in creating opportunities, trying to set up Cavalier striker number 7, Leo Afonso. As now, back on his feet is Axel Allander after being sent to the ground on the last corner kick. And what was a mess of black and white jerseys. But good to see that he is able to get off the field on his own accord. And stepping in to replace him will be Aspera Slavov, the sophomore out of Alpharetta, Georgia. As Allander, the junior out of Norway, still slow to get off the field. After being taken to the ground hard in a physical battle, Euland was able to get his head on it. But now, with the clock ready to resume, it will be a Pioneer possession as Name gets it out. Trying to find something down the near sideline. This time it's Smith intercepting the pass. Sent to the ground, no whistle blown. Excuse me, a late whistle from the officials. George Gelnevach and the Cavalier coaching staff not happy with that late call, as Virginia was ready to be up and away towards the offensive end. Instead, it will be the men in black setting things up. O'Hara gets a head on it, but nobody there to collect it. Will fall back to Holden Brown for the Virginia Cavaliers, who, if habit will tell us anything, is in no rush to get this ball back out. Loose in the midfield, it's Smith trying to create space. Virginia tenaciously attacking the ball. That will be called out on the Pioneers, so it will go the way of the men in white, as Paul Visa prepares to take this throw in. Now to the middle of the field, looking for Beauvoir, broken up, but it's at the foot of Afonso. Afonso moving with conviction. Just a day late and $1 short for Beauvoir, but luckily has teammates there to get it back to him. Now trying to create space around 2 Pioneer defenders.
1 minute remaining.
Down to 1 minute remaining. Virginia with possession, let off a barrage of attacks just a minute and a half of game time ago. And could certainly do something dangerous in the remaining 45 seconds of the first half of play. Kappelsberger trying to find Afonso, intercepted. Afonso battling for it at the foot of the Cavaliers, popped out once again, still prodding their way into the box. Down to 18 seconds remaining in the middle of the field. It's Beauvoir who will run to it.
10, 9, 8.
Charging his way in. He'll go to Afonso. Short time on the clock. Afonso trying to find Visa on the far sideline. He'll put a foot on it, but off its mark, the 45-minute horn will sound. And at the end of the first half, the score remains 0-1 in there. It was Mangaroff who almost bent one in under the crossbar, and a tremendous outside strike off of the boot of Albin Gashi nearly found its way into the back of the net. 7 shots for the Virginia Cavaliers, 3 of which have been on goal, but the 2 saves from freshman goalkeeper Isaac Name out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, for the Pioneers have kept us scoreless. And of course, all of this is not to mention perhaps the biggest play of the evening, the big-time save from Virginia goalkeeper number 99, Holden Brown. A ball loose off a corner just outside the 6. Brown came off his line in a one-on-one situation, low to the ground, made himself big, and has really kept Virginia in this game against a Denver team that, when they score first, since head coach Jamie Franks has been there, they have logged an 113-9-12 record. And of course, that statistic top of mind for the Cavaliers as they continue to attack early. A notable absence from the white jerseys on the field to start this second half is Philip Horton. Horton, after his 2 goals and 1 assist against Pitt last week, named today the National Offensive Player of the Week. He did start for the Virginia Cavaliers, however, checked out in favor of Kome Ubogu, who is still in the attacking position along with Leo Afonso for the White Pennies. Trying to find Beauvois there. It will sail out of bounds, well out of his reach, and set up a Pioneer possession to kick things off in the second half. And the Pioneers coming to Charlottesville in the ACC from the Summit League. They hold a 2-0 conference record currently, and though it can be difficult to compare teams from different conferences, they have both met the Maryland Terps on the field this season. Virginia fans remember it as the Cavaliers' one top 25 loss of the season, a 6-1 loss against Maryland, whereas when Denver faced the Terps, they walked away with a 2-0 victory. And now, with a lot on the line for both of these programs, either team is looking for the opening goal in Charlottesville, Virginia. The Cavaliers trying to find it here, looking inside, trying to find Beauvois. It's still loose at the foot of Afonso. And now the Pioneers looking to get out and away. It's Afonso with a tackle, whistle blown, as he pushed the ball away from the boot of Ben Smith. No card given, but it will be a free kick for the Pioneers. Afonso not happy as he thought it was a clean tackle. Virginia thus far only called for 3 fouls. Denver, on the other hand, called for 7, including 2 yellow cards. 1 going against Ben Smith and 1 against Eli Marinez, as another whistle is blown. And a foul called on the Virginia Cavaliers. It will be a free kick in potentially dangerous territory for the men in black. Goal-scoring opportunities have come for both teams, but few set-piece chances in this kind of position for Denver throughout the course of the evening. On the ball, Jake Smith, the redshirt freshman out of Wake Forest, North Carolina. Low ball inside, loose and popped up It will go out the end line and stay with Denver. And now the Pioneers will get their third corner opportunity of the evening. Hustling over for it is the junior Lucas Fisher, who subbed on for Denver in the first half. Short to the near post, the Cavaliers trying to clear this one out and away. Headed back inside, still loose. It's the Pioneers moving into the 18. Trying to attack the ball was Visa. A late whistle. And it looks like the Pioneers are going to get a penalty kick. A loose ball, Virginia unable to decisively clear away the Pioneer corner. And now Denver going to get by far its best opportunity of the evening. You see Visa trying to get in front of it, pushed to the ground. It seemed like on a little bit of contact with Ian Smith. Visa not happy about the late whistle. Nonetheless, it is too little too late for Virginia. Holden Brown in goal. He came into the night with 25 saves. On the ball is Lucas Fisher for the Pioneers. Fisher strikes and scores. And Lucas Fisher opens things up here in Klockner Stadium with a goal for the number 10 ranked Denver Pioneers. Brown guessed the correct direction, dove to the left, but it wasn't enough to make the stop. A great right-footed strike, clean on his mark. He could have chose power, he could have chose position. On that opportunity, he goes with the power and hammers it low on the left. And after a back and forth first half, it is a penalty kick that will put the Denver Pioneers up 1. And now, coming into this game on a 3-match win streak, the longest win streak since its 2019 College Cup run, the pressure falls onto the Virginia Cavaliers to answer back. And we touched on it right at the opening of the game, again at the opening of the half. As that ball is sent in, perfectly weighted but broken up. Since head coach Jamie Franks joined the Denver Pioneer program as an assistant in 2012, Denver is 113, 9, and 12 when scoring first against opponents.
Offside, Virginia.
A figure that is certainly weighing on the men in the white jerseys now, as Virginia called for its first offside of the evening. And the officials trying to get the correct spot, though freshman goalkeeper Isaac Neme puts it right back where the officials told him not to. Now they will head over. Clearly not happy with what appears to be a delay. And now sending him back to what they will call the accurate spot. A mere 3 feet behind where the ball was originally placed. The Virginia fan base not happy with that stoppage in play, as in the first year of no overtime across NCAA Division I soccer, every second means that much more in the remaining 38-31 here in Klockner Stadium. Euland fighting a hard press, a dangerous ball right in front of the goal is cleared out by Holden Brown. Not the pass he was expecting, instructing his defense to calm down and settle in as Visa puts this one long. Trying to find Ubogu on the near sideline, unable to do so there. Now the Cavaliers re-attacking, looking for Ubogu once again. But still a day late and $1 short. And while every second counts, Virginia cannot get caught up in the moment. They need to remain calm, remain composed. They've had numerous attacking chances, as we showed you at the top of the half. They've created the opportunities they've needed to create, just have lacked the decisive execution. Sticking within the game plan is what matters most here. You cannot begin to play outside of the system. As Virginia tries to apply some pressure here in the high press, an arid ball gives it back to the white shirts. Beauvoir trying to chase it down, but kept in and now sent up the far sideline by the Pioneers. The Cavaliers will be forced to reset at best. As Euland sends it all the way back to Brown, sensing the pressure and the physicality from Lucas Fisher, the penalty scorer for the Pioneers. And a ball that looked like it was well weighted for Visa will fall out of bounds and go back to the Pioneers. As that ball sent out of bounds, it will be head coach George Gelnevach making a substitution for the Virginia Cavaliers, stepping off the field, Trenton Beauvoir, and back on the freshman Reese Miller, who started the match for the white shirts. Miller was all over the near sideline throughout the first 20-ish minutes of play, now well rested and recovered. He's going to make an immediate impact. As Afonso goes to Visa. Allander down to Afonso, trying to keep it in bounds. Nearly deflected. Allander was gearing up for a big right-footed strike, but it's Visa who will put it in loose, and it looked like it was going to be an opportunity for Virginia, hitting the ground hard. Appears to be the sophomore Kome Ubogu, who came down awkwardly with his left leg appearing to hyperextend back. Let's take another look as the Cavalier training staff heads out, hits the ground, colliding with the shoulder of a Pioneer defender. Now being tended to by the Virginia training staff. Head coach George Gelnevach will bring Philip Horton, number 9, who we mentioned being absent, to start the second half despite starting the match, back onto the field to replace Ubogu, as Ubogu did for him in the first. You can see Kome Ubogu holding that left leg, certainly came down awkwardly off the collision. And now slowly being helped off the field. What a detrimental loss that would be for the Virginia Cavaliers. Ubogu, part of what has been a dominant attacking trio for Virginia throughout the course of the beginning of this season. Afonso, Ubogu, and Horton combining for 22 points across the Cavaliers' 10 opening games. Now Virginia trying to equalize with a corner kick from the near side. Low into the 6, still loose. It's Afonso. Gets a hold of it with the left boot, but leaning back, it will sail over the goal, and now Afonso limping, holding his right leg as he extended to try to bend that ball around with his left. Visa keeping it in for the Cavaliers. Dispossessed and now going the way of the Pioneers. Denver working their way in, now in dangerous position in the middle of the field. Trying to cut in. It will be Virginia who intercepts as Horton sent to the ground from behind. He will draw the foul, and Afonso off your screen on the near side, still showing some signs of a limp after that last left-footed attempt. Down 1 to the number 10 team in the nation. They cannot afford to lose Leo Afonso at this juncture. Loose. It's Horton running it down. Trying to set something up. They move to the middle of the field. Now pop it back out to Horton. Horton, 2 defenders in front of him. Shifting from side to side. Opening up a lot of space towards the middle of the field. It's Visa sending it into Afonso. Afonso, 2 on his back. Now up and in again, looking for the back post, and cleared out by the Pioneer defense. A tremendous read on that ball from number 23, Ronan Wynn, who went down in the first with an injury, tracking the Virginia attack all the way to the back post and clearing it out decisively. And now with a lot of space in front of him, it is Visa. As the Cavaliers reset. And it could be ripe for a counterattack from the Pioneers, moving their way in. Hewland displaying his defensive acumen with a strong tackle amidst a dangerous attack, and now the Cavaliers trying to go the other way. Afonso with the ball at his feet. Horton in position. He'll lay it off. Denver packing it in to the defensive third, trying to clog up those passing lanes that Virginia so frequently utilizes for their through balls, taking advantage of the speed of their attacking front. Thus far, Denver has been able to neutralize that speed, giving them a 1-goal advantage. Now, deep in the attacking third. At the end line, it's loose. Afonso, left-footed strike towards the goal, and a last-ditch save. Another strike deflected, and it will dribble its way out the end line. Afonso with what looked to be a surefire goal all the way past Isaac Name. And it's the defender on a last-ditch effort. Reading it perfectly is Jake Meekum. And now the Cavaliers trying to send it in on the corner. And a foul on Virginia. Send the ball out of bounds and set up a goal kick. A tremendous effort by the graduate student out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Jake Meekum. The sole body in between Afonso's shot and the goal. He reads it perfectly, clears it out, and keeps Virginia from equalizing at 1. And while neither team has been able to find much success offensively, as Euland is dragged to the ground, both defenses and goalkeepers have had a fantastic day of play, with Holden Brown making a tremendous save in the first half before allowing a penalty kick. And the combination of Isaac Name and Jake Meekum standing strong against the face of adversity. As Visa heads to the ground, it will be a foul charge to Virginia and a Pioneer free kick. Getting things going once again, up 1, but certainly not relenting. Chipping their way towards the box. Virginia breaking it up, getting it to space with a nice little string of passes. And now looking to re-attack, it's Horton. Horton controls it with the chest, with Afonso in front of him. He'll dribble to space. And the Cavaliers will seek refuge on the far side of the field. And as that ball is deflected off a white shirt, it will go the way of the Denver Pioneers. And if you're just joining us here on the ACC Network Extra, I am William Fauché, live from Klockner Stadium on the grounds of the University of Virginia, in what was a back and forth matchup between the number 21 ranked Virginia Cavaliers and the number 10 ranked Denver Pioneers, before Lucas Fisher, the junior out of Portland, Oregon, busted the game wide open with a penalty kick goal, sending it just beyond the fingertips of Cavalier goalkeeper Holden Brown to give them a 1-goal advantage. Since then, though, the Cavaliers in white have been relentlessly attacking. Afonso nearly found the back of the net if it wasn't for the efforts of Jake Meekum, the Pioneer defender, breaking it up. And now Euland going to be in a foot race to send this ball back to Holden Brown. A bit of an awkward bounce on it. Brown did a good job of containing the situation. And with 26 minutes remaining, time continuing to weigh on the white shirts here in front of their home crowd. As the ball falls to Visa, one in front of him. Trying to use a hesitation step to create some space, though giving him no ground is Ian Smith, the redshirt freshman out of Littleton, Colorado, forcing the Cavaliers to now re-attack on the opposite side. Afonso laying it off. Now to Horton, carrying it back the other way. Visa all by himself with room to push in. Visa with the right foot looking for the back post, and it's Isaac Name who comes out and makes the grab. And the freshman out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, not shying away from any sort of contact as he works to protect the back post that Virginia has attacked so relentlessly since the Pioneer goal. Cavaliers applying their token high press, trying to force Denver into any sort of mistake. Horton on the ball, trying to clog up passing lanes. Denver doing a good job of remaining composed, trying to take any space they can get, patiently working the ball around. And though UVA was able to poke it away, it will stay with the Pioneers as they make two more substitutions. Checking back into the game is the graduate student Stephon De Leon and redshirt freshman Jake Smith.
And number 8, O.J. O'Fenron.
Knocked out of bounds by Virginia. It will stay with Denver. Deep in the attacking third. Just at the 18. They go to the end line. Taking up space, they get it in. Dangerous territory as the ball slips by Uland, but is cleared out and away by Virginia. Though not decisively enough, it will stay with Denver. Horton trying to attack the back line. And Uland a bit lackadaisical on that pass. Sends it right back to Denver. Moving with purpose. De Leon beats one. A second incoming, brought to the ground, no whistle. And Virginia trying to move the other way. De Leon still slow to get up, but it's Afonso moving in with purpose. Two in front of him. Some contact, but a clean tackle made, and Afonso not happy to lose possession on such a dangerous opportunity with Horton right next to him. And the Cavaliers continue to struggle to execute and finish off their numerous opportunities. Missing that lethal last cut to find the back of the net. After breaking their way into the top 25, with wins over Syracuse and Pitt. Coming into today on a 3-game win streak, the Cavaliers' longest win streak since the 2019 College World Cup run season. As Coach Franks makes another substitution, checking back in is Kengo Ohira. Ohira came in as a substitute in the first half as well, on the bench to start the second as Virginia is dispossessed. And now the Pioneers are going to find space on the far sideline. An opportunity to attack with plenty of room in the middle. Charging in towards the end line, loose. It's Uland who gets a foot on it. Has it tackled away, and Denver still on the attack. Ohira trying to run it down, and though he's able to get a foot on it, it will roll out of bounds and go to Visa and the Virginia Cavaliers. To the middle of the field, it's Mangaroff. Now the far sideline. White jerseys in the 18. Moving towards the end line, a heavy-footed touch. Kept in bounds and popped up. It makes for easy work for the freshman goalkeeper, Isaac Name. And a great effort to try to create something by Reese Miller, who came back in to the game as a substitute in the second after being subbed off in the first. Just unable to make anything of it. The Cavaliers still in pursuit of their first goal. It's Horton who moves it to the middle of the field. And now back to Miller on the far sideline. Trying to send it in, but deflected out of bounds. It will be a Virginia corner kick from the far sideline. Virginia's fourth corner of the evening. And a monumental opportunity to draw things up. Ready to take it. Daniel Mangaroff into the middle of the field. Popped back up. Horton trying to fight for position. Couldn't get it, but Virginia keeps possession. And the Cavalier coaching staff looking for a handball. They will get it off of the deflected shot from Axel Allander, the junior out of Norway. Vehemently pleading his case is Stefan De Leon. Though I would be surprised to see the official change his mind at this juncture. It will be a Cavalier free kick from the most dangerous position yet. Certainly have the legs and talent to put it in from this range, about 7 yards outside of the 18. And with jerseys both to the left and right of the wall, it will be Paul Visa on the ball, ready to take it. Visa straight to the wall, chasing out to get him himself. With pace towards the end line, he'll pop it high up into the air. Didn't quite have the angle as he leaned back when he took it. It will fall out of bounds for a goal kick as Coach Franks brings in another substitution, trying to keep his legs on the field fresh against the Cavalier offense that is trying to fire on all cylinders. It is Aiden O'Toole, the senior out of Texas, checking back in after starting the match. That ball falls straight to Visa. He's got Horton. He's got Afonso. Trying to find Afonso loose, and a right-footed shot. Just not enough power or position as it falls right to Isaac Name. Another opportunity for Afonso, where the Pioneer defense just makes him uncomfortable enough to thwart his attack. As we said, it has not been for a lack of opportunities. 11 shots from the Cavaliers, 5 of which have been on goal, compared to the 5 shots for the Pioneers and their 3 shots on goal. Besting them in each category, but unable to find the back of the net. It will fall to the Virginia Cavaliers as Coach Gelnevach will make a substitution of his own, bringing William Citron off the field in exchange for Michael Sekulius, the sophomore out of Newton, Massachusetts. Has not been in the game today. Will look to make an immediate impact as the Cavaliers have that ball called out of bounds off of them on the far sideline. It will be a Pioneer possession. Down to 15 minutes remaining. As we approach the 75-minute mark of play, that ball will roll to Holden Brown, who looks to be anxious to get this one out. And with Visa all by himself, he knows The ball is in good hands. Now trying the far sideline, Miller. Sending it long, but out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for Jason Bololi. As the officials call for a whistle, resetting the position of this throw-in. And the pass, though intended for O'Hara, will fall to Visa, who gives to Brown. Brown trying to find Horton and caught up while trying to chase it. For the Virginia Cavaliers is Daniel Mangaroff. And another foul will go against Denver. Let's take another look at it. You can see Mangaroff trying to make his run. He has that right arm held and tangled up. And that'll be what drew the foul, as that ball goes all the way into Ulen. Ulen trying to get it back towards the middle. Horton gets ahead on it. Still loose in the middle of the field. Up into the air. It's popped out by Name and now pushed all the way out of bounds by the Pioneer defense in number 10, Aiden O'Toole, who just checked back into the game. Once again, Virginia. Right place, right time, wrong channel. Unable to find the back of the net. As O'Hara gets physical. Sent into the middle of the field once again. Still in the 18, loose. Once again popped up. Virginia sending in a barrage of shots. Attacking once again, trying to take the short angle in an effort to find Allander. And that ball will fall out of bounds as Sekulius couldn't properly weight the pass. Now under 13 minutes. It's Uland in a foot race. Uland being berated as he tried to corral that ball. He will draw the foul. Of course, no mind for De Leon and the Pioneers, as any second off the clock is a good thing for the men in black. Ball goes out of bounds. It's Virginia trying to make a quick throw in, but it will be brought back as Coach Galnavach makes another substitution. Checking into the match for the Virginia Cavaliers is Andy Sullins. Sullins, a true freshman out of Athens, Tennessee. Coming in from Mangaroff, Sullins, one of the young products on this team, who has been truly explosive, logging his first goal against American. Now into the match in critical moments with 11 minutes remaining in a top 25 matchup with the Virginia Cavaliers trailing by 1 here on the ACC Network Extra. I'm William Fauché. It's been a back and forth kind of evening with the only goal of the night coming off a Pioneer penalty kick. And despite the Cavaliers' 12 shots, they have been unable to find the back of the net as it's sent in. Sullins gets ahead on it, and once again, it's the Pioneer defense stepping up big, Virginia re-attacking once again. But now cleared out, the Cavaliers will have to reset. You can see the immediate impact that Andy Sullins has when he checks onto the pitch. A fantastic header, only thwarted by the Pioneer back line, and the back line's second big-time save of the day. Twice, Virginia has been able to beat Isaac Name. And his defense has stepped up and had his back, keeping the Cavaliers out of the back of the net. Now it's Afonso trying to get it with the left, but just a half second off. With his left foot, Afonso has had 3 or 4 that could have gone his way. But so far for Virginia, it has continued to be a day late and a dollar short, as the Pioneers make 2 more substitutions of their own. Checking in is Ian Smith and Liam Johnson. Johnson, in his first appearance of the match, the graduate student out of Golden, Colorado. And head coach Jamie Franks just doing everything he can to keep the legs on the pitch as fresh as possible. As Horton is able to control this ball, he's got numbers inside, weaving his way through defenders. He'll go all the way back to Euland. Visa to the inside, it's Afonso laying it off. A good several string of passes just continue to be unsuccessful for Virginia, as that ball is allowed to roll out by the Pioneer defense, as it will go their way. And with possession, they will bring in another substitution. It is Eli Marinez, who picked up the Pioneers' second yellow card of the evening. Now under 8 minutes in play, Denver in no rush to bring the ball back into play. And once again, out of bounds, they will take their time. Allowing valuable Virginia seconds to tick off the clock as the Cavaliers still hunt their first goal of the evening. And as the far side line judge raises the flag, he will call a foul on Virginia, and it will now be a free kick for the Pioneers. With 3 on the ball, they'll put 2 short. 3 black jerseys, now 5 black jerseys at the edge of the 18. Sending it in, high, into the middle of the 18. It's Holden Brown who jumps up to collect. It looks like he might go quickly out to Sullins on the far sideline, who is streaking up the field, calling for it. Opted to hold for another moment and take a breath. Sullins still calling for the ball to him. And after the header he had immediately after checking onto the field, it's no surprise to see that he believes he has the hot foot, as Visa's dispossessed. A 3-on-2 in favor of the Pioneers. They go to the far sideline, but too much mustard on that ball. It'll roll out the near sideline. And you could see Virginia noticeably picking up their pace and intensity on the field. Horton pops it up. It'll be a quick throw in for Virginia into Afonso. Visa. Helping Virginia work their way in. It's a ball sent to the 18, but popped out. Not a decisive clearance. The Pioneers calling for a handball once again. Virginia forced to reset its attack. Slavov putting it back out to Visa. Allander sends it into Afonso. Afonso trying to possess it, popped right back out. And Virginia trying to go back to the middle. Nobody there for it. It's Holden Brown running all the way back up to midfield as the Pioneers have all of their numbers packed into the defensive third. Trying to stand strong against the Cavaliers' relentless attack. So far they have been able to. A team that when scoring first with head coach Jamie Franks on staff came into tonight 113, 9, and 12. And now looking to put an 114th tally on that statistic against the top 25 opponent. To the far sideline, Miller has his pass deflected. It'll fall back to him. 4 minutes remaining. The Cavaliers attacking the near side. And a hopping ball nearly deflected in from the near sideline. It seemed to be apparent that it was off of the Pioneers. Cavalier bench, coaches, and fans alike up in arms at that call, but nonetheless, Denver astute to quickly restart play and take advantage of an opportunity to push Virginia back with 3:30 remaining. And a beautifully weighted ball will fall right to the foot of Sekulius. And now the task for Virginia working their way back in to the attacking third. Inside, headed up. It's Sullins trying to run it down on the near sideline. A physical play. But it won't matter for Virginia as the flag will go up and wave for a goal kick for the Pioneers. The officials calling for a stoppage in time. So the clock has officially stopped at 2:43 to prevent Denver from taking any more time away, setting up this goal kick. Horton pops it off the chest, unable to control it. And the flag will wave in favor of Denver. Visa with his head up, looking for Sullins. Sullins got a foot on it. Still loose. It's Virginia trying to find open spaces, but sending that ball all the way downfield. The Pioneers will force Virginia to reset all the way with Holden Brown. Brown trying to draw Denver towards him, bring them out of position defensively. Attempting to clear up some room for Afonso to work. Afonso heads it to Sullins. Miller on the far sideline. And as he hits the ground, it will be a foul on Denver. And a great play by the freshman, Reese Miller. Aware of how much time is left, the officials do stop the clock with 1:34 remaining, allowing the Cavaliers to set something up. It's Visa on the ball. Miller back to defend all other white jerseys. Ready to attack. Visa. Well placed, loose, in the 6, still loose. Horton gets a foot on it. But once again, the Pioneer defense steps up in a big way and puts the ball out. Miller trying to re-attack, still loose. Wow, a dangerous play as Name came off his line, trying to collect that ball, lost it in the crowd of people. Virginia thought that they were going to end up with a corner there, but it will be a goal kick for the Denver Pioneers as time ticks down under a minute. Denver coaching staff imploring their players to stay back on D, stay home against the Virginia offense that could strike like lightning. 39 seconds remaining. Visa setting up for a free kick, trying to put something together at the last second, trailing by 1 against the number 10 team in the nation, the number 21 Virginia Cavaliers. Sending it in, popped up into the air, loose, it's Horton who tried to get there. A body goes into Isaac Name, and now there's an altercation in the 6. Horton with a swarm of black jerseys around him. And if you're the officials, a difficult situation here, a lot of pushing and shoving, still on the ground, still pushing and shoving are the Denver Pioneers, while their goalkeeper, Isaac Name, remains face down on the ground with 12 seconds remaining. Finally, 2 of his teammates moving over to check on him as the officials break up the altercation, now on the outside of the 18. Heated moments in the final seconds of this contest. A clean play undoubtedly by Philip Horton as he tried to attack the ball just at the goal line. But a tremendous piece of goalkeeping by the freshman for the Pioneers to prevent the Cavaliers from finding the back of the net in the final seconds. And it looks like the officials are going to check the video review with 12.3 seconds remaining. They have called for it. Horton now being called over the officials. Horton will be charged with a yellow card for contact with the goalie. Isaac Name now back on his feet with the training staff. Both coaches talking to their players. Horton was the one that collided with the Pioneer goalkeeper, but the officials still making a video review despite having already given a yellow card to Horton. And Coach Gelnevach there on your screen. Certainly looking to take some things away from the Cavaliers. Potentially second loss to a top 25 team after beating Syracuse and Pitt. They have fallen now to Maryland, and if the scoreline holds with 12 seconds remaining, Denver, as the officials still at the video review. It was a penalty kick 6 minutes into the second half that gave Denver a 1-0 lead at Klockner Stadium. And despite the Cavaliers' 13 shots, 6 shots on goal, they've been unsuccessful in finding the back of the net. And we believe that this video review is actually going to be about the altercation that happened following the hit. Horton has already been charged with a yellow card. Now, presumably, because of all of the pushing and shoving, there may be a yellow card against some of the Pioneer defenders that immediately went after Horton. The officials now having a word with head coach Jamie Franks of the Denver Pioneers. And the officials going to wave it off, perhaps justifiably, with 12.3 seconds remaining in play. Freshman goalkeeper Isaac Name is up and ready to take this goal kick. A low ball as time ticks under 10. It's Yulin popping it high up into the air. Nobody there to get it. It pops up, up, and up. And as the final horn sounds, it is the Denver Pioneers who best the Virginia Cavaliers in a top 25 matchup at Klockner Stadium. A penalty kick, the only decisive marker between these two teams, despite Virginia's barrage of shots that they laid against Denver. And ample opportunities for the Virginia Cavaliers throughout the course of the afternoon.